Oh, How Long Gone. It is Chris Black. It's day 3 of How Long Gone recording. Jason, hold on. Jason looks to be drinking a smoothie or an iced coffee out of what looks like a Steak and Shake style cup from the 1950s. Did Carolyn serve you that on roller skates, or is that just regular?
I am drinking a bit of a sock hop, egg cream style 50s
Sock hop is exactly what I was looking
situation. I don't remember. I know that a brand sent us this glass. It's just like a generic milkshake milkshake glass from an ice cream parlor. You can use your imagination, but I got what do I got? I got coconut milk.
Coconut.
I have coconut, creatine, coconut, creatine, protein powder from True Nutrition.
Throw your C's up, bro. That's creatine and coconut.
As well as chocolate flavored cowboy colostrum, 2 C's getting thrown up, and then bold brew straight in there.
Dude, Bold Brew is a good name for a strong iced coffee. I know you were trying not to use the C word as because of your affiliations, but it's nice that could work otherwise. Okay, that sounds, I have to say, of all of your little concoctions you're making over there, that one sounds delicious.
It's delicious. It's really good. I mean, obviously the flavors of cacao, cocoa, and cafe all swim together, don't they?
They mix beautifully. Did you use your little influencer mini blender on that, or did you have to throw it in the Vitamix?
I'm glad you asked that. My my KitchenAid immersion blender, it was in the wash. It was dirty. I made a smoothie yesterday, so I'm like, what am I gonna do? This task was too small for my Vitamix. Don't want to get it out, clean it, pain in the ass. Perhaps too thick for my my little USB powered whisk, but I got in there. It took a while to get the engine turned over in the mud, but we got there.
It's cold out. It took a while to turn the engine on.
I have a chopstick stir stick in there because throughout the course of this interview with our guest today, a lot of the sediment will get to the bottom, like one of Warheim's Barolos. We're gonna have to maybe we'll have the Psalm strain it.
Okay.
In the past.
That's I don't know. I think the choosing to deliver that healthy milkshake in a classic milkshake container is a fun game.
And also our real blender heads know, as well as our physicists know.
Of course.
The way that the shape of the blending vessel is so important. This conical shape allows a tornado-like...
Because tornado is always the goal when whisking.
100%, brother, man. I mean, that is the goal.
It's actually crazy. I know that. I don't know why I know that, because I've never whisked anything in my fucking life.
Is it a cyclone? Is it a tornado? I don't know. We'll get Alton Brown on the horn. But yeah, once you get that little wzzz going, it's not an if it will blend, but when will it be done blending?
Great. I thought of you today because I went to Olive's, the restaurant in Soho that's been here forever, but unfortunately moved a little further past West Broadway. But Thursday, their special is a veggie sandwich, and it's the most 90s version. I've had it once before, but it's been years. And it's got sprouts, it's got avocado, it's got cheddar, but it has a twist that I wanted to hear your thoughts on. And I usually don't like this, but a light dusting of chipotle mayo it really works in this instance.
Okay.
I was shocked. Okay. I was stunned. I didn't confront anyone there. I was going to talk about it with you.
Okay. I think I have this sandwich pulled up on my Instagram. Looks like we've got, it's California avocado, Vermont sharp cheddar, crunchy sprouts, red onion, tomato, and chipotle mayo on 7 grain. It does look pretty interesting. I mean, I guess I like chipotle mayo more. I mean, I definitely like it more than sriracha mayo.
It just gives it a little surprising kick, I will say. Like just enough flavor, because it can get a little bland in there with just a bunch of fucking green stuff. You know what I mean?
As long as you choose correct ingredients and season it correctly, you don't need that. But if we're eating New York tomatoes in December, then yeah, get a little chipotle kick in there because it's not going to be perfecto.
My only issue is the size. Pause. It's a little.
Is it giving Dinkiana? Now be honest with me, Chris. Is it giving Dinkiana?
I didn't want to say Dinkiana, but it is giving. Well, it's just it feels like
the flavor is Georgina, the size is Dinkiana.
It feels like.
And how many times have we tangled with a fellow like that?
So many times, God, you don't even want to talk about how many times I've been in a bathroom with a Dinkiana. But it's more. But it's like a child's. It feels like it's from a lunchbox size.
So you felt that you were able to easily eat the sandwich all by yourself.
Yeah, I chomped it down. No juice box needed. But I was able to resist, and I'm proud of myself, a bag of chips. Because there's nothing that pairs better with a sandwich, obviously, than a small bag of potato chips. Vinegar, salt and vinegar, regular. Jalapeno, I'm willing to go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously over there at Olives, I've never been, but I've heard and I've seen.
Oh, have you never been? We should go. It's like it's actually good. They have an amazing cookie.
But you could pair it with a beautiful black bean soup. And it can be vegan and gluten free if we make sure we don't add a little cream on top. But I had a great sandwich, and I'll let you speak. So I had a great sandwich down in Newport Beach over the weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on your reel. It did look delicious.
It's a legendary sandwich spot that Carolyn has been going to for a long time. It's called C'est Bon. It kind of reminds me of the in Miami, they know La Sandwicherie.
Yeah, of course. I usually like my sandwiches a little more white boy, no accent, but it looked like they were delivering. The bread looked white as hell. So
I mean, I ask you, my brother, who's more of a white boy than the French? You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers clear.
That's honestly a good point.
And speaking of white boys, our friend of the show, Adrian Dizza, new proud parent and father. Shout out to...
Congratulations to him.
Yeah. Shout out to you and Erica. Beautiful. But...
What's his team that he likes? Is he Paris Saint-Germain?
Yeah, he's PSG.
Okay,
Pull your peas up.
Throw your peas
Pull
up.
your peas out. Pull your peas out. But he put me onto La Sandwicherie. And he's like he's a French, Armenian, Middle Eastern. He's got blood all over the place. He's an exotic blend of a man, but his sandwich tastes at La Sandwicherie. I don't remember the exact ingredients, but it was a white only sandwich, not a white sandwich.
Chill.
But it was like chicken, mayonnaise, cheese.
Whoa.
Like no. It was a white sandwich, and he made me order it one time. It was kind of like the white Airhead, where it's a mystery flavor, where you're like, it tastes like nothing and everything.
Dude, I saw a white Airhead wrapper on the ground the other day, and I was like, what? Holy shit, I haven't thought about this. Okay, but this sandwich delivered.
Yeah, the sandwich at C'est Bon did deliver, but Carolyn was like, you got to get it with brie as the cheese. I'm normally a provolone.
Oh hell no! I don't fuck with brie.
So I had a twisted blend. But it was I took a picture of the sandwich order, but it was turkey, baguette, mustard, Dijon, butter instead of mayonnaise, cornichon, sprouts, and cucumbers with the addition of avocado and brie. But it was served with a dirty chips.
Oh, I know dirty chips.
But the flavor I chose, funky fusion.
That's how I describe your personality, so that's good.
Funky fusion.
Wow. So that feels more like a garbage disposal, like they just throw the leftover spices.
Oh, it's the kitchen sink, Chris. It's the kitchen sink. I asked ChatGPT. I chopped down about 7 forests to find out what made up the funky fusion, and turns out, it's like if barbecue, ranch, and spicy fucked, you would get funky fusion, I guess.
Sounds pretty good. Barbecue chips are a classic dish that makes me want to shower for some reason, so I can't really have those.
I love you calling a KC Masterpiece Lay's a dish.
I can't have those, but I was going to tell you.
But yeah, 100%, I need to shower after eating barbecue chips.
It's something about it, man.
I'm with you on that.
I went to Babo last night, the new Babo. And let me tell you something, boy. That shit was banging.
They didn't cancel the flavors?
They didn't cancel the flavor, boy. I had some crudo. I had some pasta.
But you didn't do beef again, though, did you?
No, that was but I had something I'd never had before, which is it was a swordfish Milanese, and it was delicious. I loved it. I never had that before. I had a nice arugula salad. We of course splurged on the polenta.
Were there olives in play on the finish or no?
No. Okay. It was quite good. I didn't know what to expect, and it was very, very good and very busy. and they didn't fuck
Sure.
up the interior. They just updated a little bit, so it feels the same.
So shit look like the same, but it just has USB-C chargers on the tables now instead of the old ones.
No, but when you look in the kitchen and you look under the pass, you don't see any orange Crocs in there. It's just Croc-free zone. But I was just like,
Croc
oh wow,
check.
this restaurant is fucking. It was also like a cold night in New York. It's like that kind of restaurant. It was good. It was busy. It felt nice to be in that environment.
You come in. What's the area where the door that you enter before you go in the restaurant for the rain? It's like a rain door or a weather door?
You could call it a vestibule if you're being generous, but I think I don't know.
Just crowd into the vestibule with you and 7 other strangers while you dust the snow off of your North Face Skims collab scarf.
Well, I had an issue last night where I did the thing. I got a haircut, and I was like, all right, I'm a city bike. This is the easiest way to get there, no problem. I get to the restaurant on time. 4 different city bike locations were full because no one uses them in the winter at night. So I ended up being late for dinner, which really annoyed me. But
so
I was
you mean
able
it was so full that you could not dock?
I couldn't find a place to dock, and in London, you just leave them on the street.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like throwing trash on the ground.
The dark side of city biking. It's all fun and games until you show up to we got one more electric bitch over here. You show up. It's either a guy pulling it out as you're pulling it up, or you go over and it says, it's got 1 mile left on it. It's about to die on you. Or if you show up to a very important event and the dock is full.
Dude, I was circling the block and I had to have my phone out because I was trying to find that. It was not pretty.
I would like to see one day in the future where you pay a person $20 to dock for you.
Great idea. I had somebody do that once on a shoot, and it was really cool. I was like, sorry,
keep it running, kid.
I can't dock. All right, our guest is here today. He showed up on time. This motherfucker prompt. Okay, big dog.
Stay on mute really quick, Dan. We're just gonna intro you. Okay, we have our friend Daniel, Oneohtrix Point Never on the pod. Long time coming. His new record came out a couple weeks ago, something like that. And I've been playing it with and without marijuana. The album's called Tranquilizer. It's on Spotify right now.
What's fucked up, Jason, is I've even been listening to it, and I like it, which is,
that's crazy.
I'm shocked too. Too.
Speaking of his album, he's muted. That's good. But Chris has found the dark side of his moon with this album. He's normally not an ambient head. And today I was walking the dog listening to this shit, and I was like, oh, damn, Daniel's in his Dark Side of the Moon bag. So let's give him a call. He's transcended Vaporwave, and now it's days until he's playing the Sphere, I predict.
Transcended Vaporwave and now I'm classic rock.
That's a pretty good place to be.
No, we can't call Pink Floyd classic rock. There's so much more than that.
I don't.
Pioneers
I think
in the
they
space.
sort of define.
I know. I totally agree.
Better or worse, Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin define
they define
more
classic
to me
rock.
than like Chicago or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's different sides of Floyd, and there's different eras, and we got to get specific, but we won't. We shouldn't.
Well, yeah, we're talking Dark Side. I mean, I maybe it's on the brain because I recently saw a video of Gilmore with all of his like crazy analog synth gear from the '60s or whatever.
I saw that.
It's like the godfather of all of this shit, any type of electronic music. So it transcends the classic rock. Do you know what those synths he was using and those analog
I saw that video.
sequencers are?
Yeah, he was demonstrating the really fast arpeggiated little sequencer line in that track from Dark Side of the Moon, I think.
This is the problem, though.
But he started out slow. Like it was a TikTok video. It was like, it would go like this.
I don't want David Gilmour doing that.
And he
Chris, do
turns
you
that
feel
knob.
like when you hear people talk like this, Chris, is it just basically the equivalent of like air drumming to Rush or something? It's like corny guy shit.
No, actually, I really like it because I feel like I learned something because the way I think about music is simply, do I like this or not? Kind of like, I don't because I don't know how to play an instrument. I don't really get into the minutia of it all. But Jason has given me over the years of our friendship a class that people would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for in electronic music.
Wow.
And and he does a great job, and I've said this before. He does a great job of sort of feeding me the stuff.
Synthesizing the information?
No, I wouldn't. No, Chat GPT. I mean, like he sends me. He'll find something and be like, "I think you'll like this," and I would say 9 times out of 10 he's correct. When it's something that might not have come across my desk otherwise, I'll say.
That's cool. Well, can I ask you guys another question? Because
Sure.
I'm not too familiar with your oeuvre, but what other than Jason being an electronic music head and Chris, you're more
Can you play Daniel? Daniel, can you play guitar? Level with me.
me.
Yeah.
No, like barely. I mean, bar chords and like a little finger picking
He can
basic
play a little. He
stuff.
can play.
We'll find
he
a
can
we'll
play
find a way to
guitar.
get
A
through
little
this.
bit. I played guitar. Yeah, I played guitar a little bit on one of my records actually. Yeah, Magic Oneohtrix Point Never. And I played guitar in a very very early recording. Well, on an old anthology of mine called Riffs. There's a track called "I Know It's Taking Pictures from Another Plane Inside Your Sun." That was the name of the song.
Boy, you got a Oneohtrix Point Never ass song title right there. God
Is
damn.
that it? I know that was one of the
That
best.
that sounds like
That's
it's from
one
a
of the
song.
best.
You're
It's
like,
like-
even I have outdone myself on that one. Wow.
And I really was just trying to copy like Ray Davies and Beck actually. I was
Mhm.
really into like Beck what's his record that's like the Os Mutantes kind
B
of.
change.
Well, that record
oh.
before that, Mutations. I loved
Yeah,
Mutations. I
yeah.
loved the Kinks. I love Broadcast. I love a lot of guitar music. I love My Bloody
Mhm.
Valentine. I love tons of guitar music.
I'm not surprised. I
Mhm.
assumed that your taste would be wide ranging and good. I'm sorry, but what were you
Oh
going to
yeah.
ask? What were you going to ask me though?
Oh, I was gonna say, well, like if you guys beyond that, what's the basically like the vibe, a dichotomy, the vibe dialectic between you guys? How else are you guys sort of different or contrasting, should I say?
Oh, all the ways that we yin and yang each other.
Yeah,
I'm glad you asked, Daniel.
yeah.
I'm glad you asked. Yeah, I mean he's a little more country. I'm a little more Aphex, and
Yeah.
that's the first one. But he's sober and I do drugs. He's vegan and I eat
Oh, cool. Okay.
everything. He's a dick. I'm a prick. I'm
Mhm.
trying to think of all the ones that we've gone over. There is a difference
But
between the two.
you guys are kind of exemplary of like if the US of A, our great nation, actually got our shit together,
Hmm.
it'd be like you guys. Like if we could
That-
all
that's-
just kind of agree, you know?
Yeah.
Damn, you know what? We're a
Agree
great
to
example
disagree.
for we're a great example for our friends in Washington, and if any of them are paying
Yeah, yeah.
if any of them are paying attention,
This
I think-
is a long play as we make our way to our road to the White House.
It's
Yeah.
funny you say that, Daniel, because I've been encouraging Jason because he lives in Glendale, and it's a fairly small community, near Los Angeles. And I think if we did it right, we could get him into local office, and kind of start his career there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's on the school board, maybe he's the comptroller, something light, and then we kind of take it to Washington.
I want a guy that likes Aphex Twin as my mayor or congressman or
Right.
whatever. That's cool.
Right.
I bet Zohran's heard of Aphex Twin. I bet he's at least heard of it.
Yeah.
I mean, what's funny is like,
His chick definitely listens to it.
Oh, his chick definitely.
He says,
listens to it.
"Turn that racket off."
are you guys buds with Heems? I bet you.
Yeah, I know Heems.
Oh, good point. No, I know Heems.
Well,
but
Heems is
he
like-
put him on.
Yeah, like I love Heems and I used to love Das Races. I'd go to their shows and everything. So I was really happy to hear that Mom Downey was part of that milieu.
I love that when he got elected, people were like stereo gums, like posting the email he sent them about his music in like 2010.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was so
he's
funny.
like I saw a music video. He's like in a food cart or something like that. He's like rapping in it. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, he had bars. He was halfway decent.
Yep.
You
Mom
know?
Donnie got bars.
Halfway decent is better than most rappers if we're keeping it 100. If we're keeping it a whole buck. Where do you live in New York or do you live in LA?
I do, yeah. I live in Brooklyn. I've lived in a variety of enclaves of Brooklyn, but all pretty much in the same area, like Greenpoint,
Sure.
Bushwick, Williamsburg, all that stuff.
Do you feel like you're settled in your current enclave, or do you think you could keep pressing?
No, I'm good. I mean, I would love at some point in my life, maybe when I become kind of an elder statesman, a man of letters, I could imagine myself in the Upper West Side with my people, but I don't really.
Sure.
But I don't really like I can't. I've thought about Central Brooklyn a few times and people are always tell me that it's Fort Greene's really beautiful and happening and stuff like that, but I can't. I moved to Greenpoint when I was like 26, 27 years old.
You were an early settler.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it was probably around 2006 or something like that.
That's pretty early. That's
Yeah,
early.
I feel like that's like almost Williamsburg prime time.
You had to pitch a tent back then. There ain't no buildings up yet.
And where I moved, where I lived, was specifically, it was like it was where the Newtown Creek oil spill was, and I moved, like they call it Greenwick. It's like we don't really know what it is. It's a kind of like in Tarkovsky's Stalker. It's like it's the zone. There's a weird energy up there.
Sure.
And I moved into the basement of a 3 family residence in the basement, unfinished, that was split in two by a sort of like a weird shelving system that was both my closet and the other person who was being housed in the basement.
Wow. So like the wall that separated the room served as a closet for both parties.
Yes, with this kind of like shabby curtain that you get at the dollar store. One she had one curtain, I had another curtain, and she was like in real estate, but that's just kind of like, yeah, I'm in real estate. Like, no, you're just an alcoholic. That's and she had like cats and stuff. And sometimes I'd be opening my side in the morning, and she'd be opening hers, and it was terrifying. It was like really upsetting. And then somebody was like, you really shouldn't live in the basement out in this part of town because right under here is the oil spill, and in the summer it heats up, so you're basically like radiating. So a lot of my references in my music, like early on OPN recordings, had to do with like sort of like radiation and stuff. It's always been like a weird theme because I was like completely paranoid that I was like getting nuked basically by the Newtown Creek oil spill. And
Sure,
maybe
you
I
live in
did.
fear.
Well, yeah,
We'll find
and
out.
I think
mean,
some of that radiation shows in the final mixdowns of those tunes, right? The fifth Beatle of OPN is mild radiation poisoning.
Well,
right?
that's right. Or at the very least, I really like that cartoon glow, like that green glow, the Atom Age.
Yes,
You
you
yes,
can't fake
yes.
that. You can't fake that. You have to
No.
get that the real way.
That's right.
Yeah, The Simpsons had a good radiation glow, I recall, just in terms of cartoon
Oh,
radiation.
that's perfect. That's perfect.
That's where it all goes
cartoon
down.
Glow.
The
Yeah.
texture.
That
I
is-
know you're a texture guy, right?
Yes, I happen to be. Yes, yes. I think
like,
that's a
funny you
nice
bring
way
that
of
up.
saying I'm on the spectrum. Yeah, thank you.
No, I was not going that way at all. I just obviously the texture of sounds is something that you're able to, that's a common ambient music thing, but also maybe the
Definitely.
texture of a ping pong paddle could get your autistic ass off, right? No, okay.
No, thank you. No, I know. I'm with you. You're right.
I'm
have
just
to-
trying to walk the bridge to Marty Supreme. I'm just doing a little Marty Supreme
Oh yeah.
breadcrumbing. We'll get to it later, though. Don't worry.
In the new crib, you got the stew all set up, or do you keep church and state separated?
I keep church and state separated. Although I'm becoming like kind of more and more. I always envied like my buddy Ross, Hudson Mohawk.
Mm-hmm.
Love him.
So I love this guy so much. One time I see him all the time in these like kind of like secondary, tertiary, weird European electronic festivals that put on guys like
I'm in
us.
Croatia for 3 weeks.
Straight up. That is where you run into guys like us. And then
Yeah.
and I always see Ross. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like, how you doing? And he's always just like sitting on a couch, like completely horizontalized with his laptop, like making a beat. And I'm like, I always wanted to be like just like you don't have to have the perfect conditions. Just
Yeah.
break out Ableton wherever you are. So I think over the years I've become a little bit better about that and not being so, oh, I need to be in the studio and I need these sort of perfect circumstances.
Right.
No, I get. I think that technology allows that, but it's more of a mindset challenge than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you must be extra envious when you see just Soulja Boy making $1 million hit on his iPad with Fruity Loops.
It's ultimate respect and one of the great geniuses of my time, at least.
That's something we agree on at this
Yeah.
podcast. That is one thing we can come together on, is our love of Soulja Boy.
He's a genius. He's beyond. He's like James Brown, Einstein.
Soulja.
Okay, so you were saying, sorry, I had a little technical difficulty. My memory card got filled up, so I
Oh,
just
does Soldier Boy still? Chris was saying, does Soldier Boy still have it?
Do you think Soulja has any gas in the tank, or
I
do you think he's sort?
I think of him as a non-linear kind of like he's just an entity beyond like, hey, is this good or bad? It's like it's this body of work, and it's this dude. It's kind of like how I think about like R. Stevie Moore or like
mm,
3 6 Mafia or like
mm-hmm,
Lil B or like Ariel Pink or it's
mm.
like it doesn't matter. Like it's just flowing. It's like either the tap is shut for a while and they disappear, or it's on and you could just get into the
The
slipstream and
stream is
you're
hard. The stream is
yeah.
yeah. I think that's a really good way to look at it, and I do think that's true about. Like I always use Kanye West as an example of someone that
Hmm.
if he wants to be good, he just will be, and it's fine. And like I think those people I think it's like
Yes.
it's a mindset and a choice.
Being so good for so long gets a little boring, though. You got to shake
Yeah,
things up.
yeah. I think there's probably some truth to that too.
Take it from me.
Yeah, Jason, you had, after 20 years, you had to switch it up finally.
Okay, Dan, you said it's so nice to have just a normal conversation.
Yeah.
You does that mean in a media press interviews type of way, or just like in general in life?
No, in life I have fantastic conversations with
Okay.
all my dear colleagues and comrades. But I think it just being on a kind of like a class, this is a very kind of traditional press run I'm on here with Marty, you know.
Uh,
And but
uh,
and so it's
Mm-hmm.
like that's great because I have so much pride in the film that it's not difficult, but you do naturally, you know, you guys know about it because you talk to so many people, you start regurgitating the same shit that you become
Mm-hmm.
very practiced. People ask you a panoply of ridiculously unresearched questions. And so you're like kind of like mind numbing, like, oh my God, like what's it like to be a composer or something? It's just like, what? I don't know. What are you
Did
talking
you like
about?
working on movie, or was working on movie bad or good? Oh, it was good.
Yes,
Good.
and but for the most part, they're cool. They're cool, but it's just, you know, you get kind of tired.
Yeah. No, sure.
I think movie stuff is different. I think that industrial complex is much more extreme than any other art form as far as the press
Yeah.
It's
goes.
Hollywood, it's show business, it's this whole thing of like I'm also like I know Jason, you're in Glendale, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so you know about it down there. I'm like an East Coast guy.
I know about the biz.
You know, you're surrounded by it. It's just it's a frequency. It's a type of kind of way
Yeah.
of communicating and stuff.
It's a different kind of radiation if
It's
you
a
really want to put it.
they're sun drunk down there. And there are also a lot of them are you know theater ex theater kids or whatever. So it's like kind of it's kind of
Yeah.
fucking
Sun
jazz
drunk.
hands.
Sun
Perfect storm.
It's like jazz hands vibes in LA, I think.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you. I think that's
It's just
It
not in
is.
New York. It's different.
Well, I mean, New York, I would say LA and New York are almost tied neck and neck for having the same amount of one man or one woman shows, you know, in a small
Yes.
black box theater. I
that's
think we're
true.
kind of even with the jazz hands, okay? You guys have Broadway.
That's true.
We do. We have plenty of we came to define jazz hands actually. It's true. You guys are just kind of keeping the spirit alive, but we actually we yeah, it's we're the progenitors.
We invented it, but yeah, I don't.
We
I
perfected
guess
it.
I see over the years. There's so many videos of actors sort of losing it because by the fourth interview, you know, the fourth interview in 20 minutes with like a
Yes.
local news crew from Kansas City, they lose their fucking minds. And when you get old enough to realize like, oh, they've been doing this for 2 weeks straight on like no sleep, and it's like, yeah,
Yes.
dude, you're gonna fucking lose it because it becomes mind numbing. Like I don't know. I just feel like that method just doesn't work that well, and I can't believe we're still doing it. Kind
Do
of,
you
you know
do
what
you
I mean?
guys know that like so first of all, I can't tell what's real and what's fake anymore, obviously, because of everything. But like I'm like just doing my daily scroll, getting my gruel, getting my slop, and it's like this clip of Don Cheadle and Mark Ruffalo like shilling for some fucking Marvel movie or something, and
Hmm.
Mark just is like, and wait till you see the I don't even know if this is real. I swear to God, I'm like, is this AI or something? But he's like, and wait till you see the next one, everybody dies. And I love Cheadle so much. He's like dressed to the nines. He's like so impressive, and he's such a beautiful
Yeah,
man. And
swag
he's just
lord.
like, he's like, dude, just don't like, just chill. Like you already blew it. Don't make it worse. Like,
Okay, I think I pulled it up. This was from I think it was from a Kimmel interview from 7 years ago. And Ruffalo's like, "Should I do it? Can I say it?" And Cheadle's like, "What the fuck are you talking about, you idiot?" No,
yeah,
Cheadle's wearing a leather jacket,
yes,
vest, tie,
yes.
looking fucking like he's serving. Ruffalo's in a fucking t-shirt, and Cheadle is giving him a great look in the
That's
face.
funny. That's really funny. I mean, I also feel like after you make a movie and you've been with someone every day for like a
You're sick of
year,
him. Yeah.
you're like, I've had quite enough of your ass, Mark. You know what I mean? That is. But I do think there was one recently that went viral of Jonah Hill from like Super Bad era, and
Mm.
him. It was like him and Michael Cera, and they kept asking, and he was like, you know what? No, like stopped it completely, and it was funny to see young Jonah scolding someone with the, like the little afro and shit. He looked funny. It was funny.
No, no, to your point, I cannot wait for like, 2, 3, 4 weeks from now when we're all like all the Marty gang that's doing all the press is like we're like feral and we're tired of we're loose and we're like, you know, just being ourselves. We've just had enough of the
Yeah.
sort of regurgitate. It's
I think that's
that's the
what.
best.
Yeah, I think that's what the one saving grace or good byproduct of the media cycle that fucks you up. Because we can tell when we're interviewing somebody for a movie or who's done a lot of press versus a book or an album or whatever. It takes a lot longer to have the guest realize that we are in fact just having a regular conversation, and you can take your guard down and you could remove the media training and kind of canned answers.
I wanted to take the A24 media training thing just on an anthropological level. I wanted to see what this thing is like.
Yeah, see what flavor. I didn't even know they do that.
I'm too lazy. I'm
You
too
should
lazy.
honestly.
I
You
didn't
should.
want
It's.
to.
I sat through it. I sat through it once years and years ago when I managed a band, and Sony like paid for it for the band to go through.
What do they tell you to do?
Well, at least back then, I'm sure there's maybe more advanced methods now, but it's a lot of like tricks on turning the conversation back to whatever you're trying to sell, obviously, but also
Mm.
they make you go like deposition mode and interview you and tape it and then make you watch it and tell you
Jesus.
how bad you did, basically.
Fastest way to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's baptism by fire for sure. But it was pretty like I'm like, oh, I see how this would be helpful if you don't know how to talk to another like it's not, I don't know. If I have a point I'm trying to get across, I'll get it across in an hour. Like it's
Period.
not, I don't know. I don't think it's that hard.
It's harder for me to fake it and do something right than it
Yes.
is to just have integrity and say what I mean. And I'm not, I get why it could be useful for somebody who has like, for instance, is very like OCD or like has
Yeah,
like
yeah.
really wants to understand the assignment or approaches it like whatever. There's all kinds of reasons why I could not do that.
No, there's no, I couldn't either. I think it's all. I think it's just like, I think also it used to be different because I think that the person giving the interview didn't have social media. Like you didn't, like, you control it now. You really do whatever you want, and that's what people really see. The press stuff is sort of like, if you don't talk about it, nobody sees it. Is the reality?
Yes.
If you understand what I'm saying, like you could do something on Instagram that will have much more impact than doing major press because there's just too much out there, and your audience wants to hear from you directly.
Absolutely. You know who's a G? I met him in LA briefly, but I loved him because Josh O'Connor, is that his name, or Josh Connor? The actor.
The
There's like
actor.
a clip of him. They're asking these guys, I don't know what movie it was for, but they're asking these guys like, okay, so what's your step and repeat like posture? What do you do up there or whatever?
How do you pose on the red carpet?
Red carpet, right. I see. I don't even know the terminology. This is how
No, your
fucking out of
terminology was actually more in depth and insidery than
yeah,
mine.
step and repeat.
I've lived in Hollywood my whole life. It took me a while to
Yeah.
learn
Yeah.
that step and repeat was literally called that because you step and repeat. You just take photos, and I was like, why do they call it that? It's just called a red carpet.
I know,
But-
it just it always sticks in my head because it's so cool. It sounds like a dance craze or something. But Josh O'Connor, like one guy's like, yeah, this is what I do, whatever. And then Josh O'Connor's like, check it out, I got my shit down. And he just stands up and he's like, look, show my feet. And then he just adjusts his little sneaker like a tiny bit. just out a little bit. He's like, "That's it. That's my move." And I
Damn.
loved it, man. I was like, "This dude's great.
That's
This
really
is
funny.
great."
I think he's in the Beatles movie, I think.
Oh, cool. Well, he's great. He was so good in that tennis movie, man.
Challengers.
I love that movie.
I love the way he looks. Like I really like the way
Yeah.
he looks great in clothes. He
Yes.
looks cool. Like
He's
and
amazing.
I think he's
he's good in
like a real
that
theater geek.
grave robbing movie that it's not like a euphemism. It's like literally about grave robbers. I don't know what that shit means, but well, I saw Chris's expression on his face. Like, have I said
No,
something
I don't know either.
dreadful?
No, I don't know. I don't think grave robbing has another meaning, but beyond the
Okay, thank
the
God.
clearly obvious.
Was it God's Own Country?
He plays like
Hope Gap.
it's an Italian film, actually.
La Chimera
Yes,
from
everyone
2023.
everyone should see that movie.
La Chimera.
It's fantastic,
Okay.
and he's really, really good at it. He's great.
Great. Archaeologist turned grave robber. What a great idea for a film.
Oh, it's fantastic.
With actors like that, I feel like those guys come out of nowhere, even though they've probably been working for 10 years, and then I see them every day of my life. Once it starts working, I feel like I see Josh O'Connor every day. And I like it overall. I just like I feel like
I know we should be so lucky to see.
I see him every day, and I tell you what, it just doesn't get old.
It just, I mean, honestly, he looks so great in clothes that it really is like he's the perfect subject for most fashion things. Like I think it's pretty.
Prada sample size.
He's used
Yeah.
for a reason. He's used for a reason.
But I think that these nowadays in 2025, where everything is about the clip, not the interview, not the we don't want to hear the 45-minute convo with Josh O'Connor about the process. We want to hear him,
Say one
here's how
hot take,
I pose on it, or here's my freaking favorite
Here's a
spicy
pithy little thing, or here's a funny thing I
Right.
said, or
But
whatever.
I think now that people are sort of driven to that level, doing the 78th interview on Zoom this week, I think when people start to just go almost like off the script, like anarchy nihilist mode, that's when actual interesting clips come out, and you have these moments like the Cheadle moment you were talking about versus like let's go on Fallon and play Twister. Wouldn't that be
It's
random?
the slapification.
The slap.
Bro, the
media.
slap is
Yeah,
so
because that's
cool.
actually interesting.
The
The
slap
slap
is
is
the
so
slap is
cool.
like 9/11, man. It's like before
is.
and after, before and after. Hollywood before the slap and after the slap.
Truly.
I don't think anything, because I remember watching that in real time because I love award shows. I don't miss an award show. And being like truly confused is this a bit or is this
That's
real?
it.
And it's too
That's it.
powerful. It was too powerful.
Yeah, but also
That's it.
we have all suspected that Will Smith has been scaring the host from day one, and that slap confirmed it. That because he hasn't done shit since, except
No, that's not true. He's putting out music. You guys should check it out.
yeah, he put out a music, and I think there was a video of him performing live, and they quickly found out that the crowd was fake.
Yeah.
it was like
The
an
AI
generated
crowd.
The
man.
AI
that
crowd.
was really inspiring to me. That actually, I thought about the AI crowd a lot.
You go from him starring in Hitch to AI crowds, and his son is the creative director of Red Bottoms. His daughter is doing weird shit. His wife hates him.
It's tough. Being a celebrity is tough.
It's tough.
I think a lot of these celebrities, we've said it before on the show, but I think a lot of these celebrities are particularly like not good at being online and should not be online to protect their legacy.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise doesn't have a Twitter for a reason.
Yeah.
You read my mind, Jason. You
Oh, really?
read my. I was literally about to be like, I was at the ceremony where they honored Tom Cruise recently, and
Is that where he got his honorary Oscar?
yes, he was just so great. And there's something about this dude. It's like know thyself. Like he's like, I am going to be the last action hero, the greatest celebrity in existence, without doing this sort of like song and dance of being.
I'm just gonna
online
send
and
my
having
I'm just gonna
Instagram.
send my coconut cake to everybody I've ever met every Christmas, and that's all. That's the only time you hear from me.
Daniel, I have some literature for you, because if you use the power of Xenu, you too can tap into that wavelength, my friend.
Yeah, you said you like Beck, right? Okay, well, we got something.
Look, it's very simple, but it's also the most difficult step of your life. Are you ready for this?
It's crazy.
Dan?
Just get out your checkbook and we'll figure it out. If you could just get out a checkbook, we can start from there.
Okay, so you were there at this event watching him get his honorary Oscar, and you're like, this motherfucker has got it. He's like,
He's got it. He
otherworldly.
just has it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he was amazing. He just I shook his hand briefly, and I was so in a sort of dissociated hallucinatory state because of his sort of the magnitude of his celebrity even affected me, and I really don't have. So I just kind of
be like meeting RZA or something.
No, I know. I was like, I go, you changed my life. And I have no idea why I said that. I cannot tell you what I mean by that. I'm pretty sure it's true, but
like a Mexican girl at an Interpol concert. That's how you were behaving.
I became like a weird, like, 14-year-old. It was so odd. It was so strange.
That's really. I love that you just blacked out. You're like, I don't know, man.
I blacked out, and his eyes. He makes like. I would assume that it's a lot like meeting, like, Obama or something like that, where you're just kind of like, whoa, I'm like hypnotized or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I think there is a certain gravitas that some people have. That it's like the make you feel like the most important in the room type thing, but
Yes,
it's a
that's
level.
right.
It's a level above that intensity wise. And it can only last so long, or you'll like melt.
Yeah,
you have to keep going.
And that's why he's like a 60-year-old lesbian who's tapping Ana de Armas. You know what
exactly.
I mean? He does
He's
not
got the
deserve
power.
that.
He does not deserve that. But I mean, I think he really. I also love the like I do my own stunts thing. Is like, dude, you don't have to do that, but if it makes you feel good, like by all means, risk your life every day.
I know, it's beyond. I can't even comprehend it as a coward. As a resident coward, I can't.
As a
No,
coward.
don't do that. I'm also a coward. What are you scared? What are you most scared of? Do you get like claustrophobic, heights? Like what are you?
Yeah, like when those
You think you're
weird,
gonna hit by a car?
those kind of novelty thing, those weird towers where there's like the floor is like clear. I don't like that.
No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that
Okay,
either.
so you don't like a Tower of Terror, is what you're saying.
I don't like it.
You're like, I don't like to go to big buildings in Hong Kong with glass floors on the 100th.
One of your
story.
early EPs, I think, Tower of Terror. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt split.
I don't particularly like what's it called? What's it called when you like try to do all kinds of like crazy stuff? What's daredevil stuff?
Meth addiction?
I think you're talking about life.
Oh, just you mean like being like a Johnny Knoxville Evil Knievel style like stunt man
Yes,
who's like
all that kind of stuff just kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
maybe being a mind freak could scare you a little bit.
No, that's in his zone.
I don't. No. That's where I no one can control my mind except for Tom Cruise and Obama. Apparently.
Well, I'm thinking more Chris Angel mind freak.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Or
He's
like
got no. I could take that guy in a second.
you could out freak the freak.
I could out freak the freak. I'm like that. I'm a little bit of a mind freak.
I think that's
Period.
what's required in your line of work. You know what I mean? I feel like you sit in a dark room alone all the time, which is very similar to magic in a lot of ways.
On the psychic level, on the sort of dudes that try to tap into the unconscious and sort of manipulate your the mood, the aura. No, I'll defeat any of them. I'm like TKO. They're not getting me.
TKO.
You're the Pete Hegseth of people trying to telepathically steal your energy.
Yes, no psychic
this is
vampire
war.
can persuade me to join their cults. None of that shit. No,
That's cool. That's
Okay,
cool.
have you ever stared at somebody until they left the room?
me. No, I don't. No, I don't see. I don't practice their form of witchcraft.
You're saying
Got it.
I got my own brand, bro. I don't need to play with their little shit.
Yeah,
If you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. It's smart. Take the high road.
yeah. I'm like one of the good wizards. You know.
Yeah, you're giving good wizard today for sure.
That's what the Raya bio says.
That's it. Yeah, I'm a good
yeah.
wizard. Check out my music on Spotify.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
I'm not a goody two shoes, but I'm a good wizard. You know,
No,
there's
of
a
course
difference.
not.
Yeah, you're no teacher's pet, but you're also not inherently evil, and I think that
That's
shines
right.
through.
That's right.
We're getting a hang of that now after talking to you for a little while.
For the soundtrack, the Marty Supreme soundtrack,
Mhm.
was this the first time where you're using your real name and not your stripper name?
I did it on the previous soundtrack with
Okay.
Uncut Gems.
Okay.
Basically,
Yeah,
like
you don't want Warp getting any of this money. You got to figure out. You know what I'm saying? You guys.
Was this your
Definitely
idea
not.
or your team's idea?
This feels like a management.
It was Scott Rudin's idea, actually.
The goat. Oh shit!
The
I
Rude Dog.
didn't
He
know
goes,
Rude Dog
he's
was
like,
coming into
he's
play.
like, he's like, well, what is this Oneohtrix? He's like, no, who's gonna know how to say it? Who's gonna? He's like, you think you're gonna win any awards with Oneohtrix? And I was just like, all right, you're apparently you know what you're doing.
Show me the lie, Ruben. Show me the lie.
Dude, that's really
Ass
funny for him.
motherfucker, so you listen.
That's really funny for him to say that, and you just be like, all right, sure, whatever, that's fine.
He's like, lose your name. It's cleaner.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool too. I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I can set up this kind of," because I was getting a little tired of the alias and the project, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I should kind of see what."
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it's confusing, and I was
I
like,
try not to.
well,
I gotta be honest with you. I try not to say it out loud because I think I'm gonna fuck it up.
dude, I didn't mean to make it confusing. I literally was just messing around, and I didn't think anyone would ever care.
But it looks cool written out, which is
It
very
does look
important.
cool.
Which is very important, I think, in the
It
scheme of
looks
things.
pretty good.
And I
Yeah.
also think I want, so if somebody listening is high up at Google or GoDaddy or whatever, it'd be nice to have a URL suffix to be point never, so your website
That is
could be
pretty
sick.
cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dot never. I
Oh,
should
dot
say.
never. Wow. I wonder if that's a suffix
Like how you can
that's
do
available.
dot pizza or dot whatever.
Shit,
You know what I mean?
I'm stupid because mine is just like pointnever.com. I didn't do it. I should.
Well, I don't. I think you're not allowed to just make any word be
Okay, I see.
the URL suffix. I think
What's
like
your
the
preferred
gods of the
suffix?
internet have to dispound
What's your preferred suffix? EDU?
EDM probably. No, I mean,
Yeah.
remember for the longest time we really
Dot
thought
EDM.
that dot com really meant something. Like you were a loser if it wasn't dot com. You're like, oh, dot net, step your money up. And now I mean, everything is just dot studio or dot work or whatever.
I know. It sounds so
I'm
classy
a
and cool,
dot.
yeah.
I'm a dot org traditionalist.
I
think
like
that's
that.
the funniest.
I
That's cool.
like that. I'm with you, Chris.
If I could get
That's
a dot edu, I would, obviously, or a dot gov. Those are the only two that rank higher.
It has an
than the
early
classic.
internet feel
I
to
don't want
it.
to steal educational valor. That's the only thing.
I do.
So
I
think-
really do.
I know.
So that's fine. You can let me do it.
I think org is really on point.
Yeah.
I have a dot. One of my websites is a .org, and it feels people get really. It's funny, Jason, because you're right. Like you can have like Chris.dick and it's fine, but like people every time they go,
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, what kind of org is it?" I'm like, "Bro, I picked it off a sheet. Like it's not like I had to pay extra."
Like, what
for
does your
this. Like,
tattoo mean? You're like, oh, no, it's not that deep.
exactly. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
it's not that serious. Dude. It's just
We're not talking about that.
it's
yeah.
a website, bro. It's all good.
But I think if you have it's your civic duty if you have a .org to make your website look a little
orgy.
Web 1.0, Wikipedia. Yeah,
There's some truth-
Which,
there's some truth
which,
to that.
Which publicannouncement.org does.
Yeah, like some pillars,
Dude.
like some Corel art.
Yeah,
pillars.
just a little bit of GeoCities, a little bit
Yeah.
of all that shit, you know?
Some
Cool.
pillars.
some pillars. to make
If the
it seem
pillars could
legit.
be 8-bit animated GIFs that rotate or something like that.
But you do some. Do you work with somebody different for like design stuff, or do you have like a guy you lock in with?
I go through basically kind of like eras with designers, and I really love the current designer I'm with. Yeah, I like a kind of a young gun
Mhm.
designer.
No Diddy.
I like them underage too. As long as that Figma's of age, I'm happy. As long as the Figma's 18 plus, I'm good to go.
I know. I mean, I used to work with David Rudnick, who actually did the Marty Supreme
Yeah, yeah.
soundtrack package and artwork and a bunch of the typography.
I didn't know David. Oh, so I thought he was just on Twitter, but he is a designer. That's good to know.
Yeah, I know. He
Took a break from designing techno 10-inch album sleeves.
To have opinions. I know.
No, we
But
love Rudnick over here. friend of the
Rudnick
show.
is amazing.
We do.
He's amazing, and his work on the Marty Supreme stuff was crazy because it's in the film. It's the awnings. It's the crazy like Jewish shtetl.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
There's a basically. I don't want to give away too much, but there's a pen company in the film called Rockwell Inc. and he designed the Rockwell brand and the identity
Oh,
and all
that's
this.
cool.
It's
That's
pretty
cool.
incredible.
I love this. No expense spared in Marty Supreme. I tell you what.
No, it's cool. It'd be like, what if David Rudnick designed this pen company? And they're like, yeah, text him.
Well, here's the thing about my guy, Elliot Elder, his name. And he basically what I found out was, he was next up. Like Rudnick tried to basically like hire him or something like that, like so that he wouldn't become the next Rudnick.
Yeah,
Classic.
oldest trick in the book. That's what Batali did too.
Didn't work. Elliot believed in himself.
He bet on
And
himself.
went out there.
He bet on
himself, which is the great lesson of Marty Supreme, perhaps.
Look at that. It's a full circle moment. It's a full
Yeah,
circle moment.
everyone has to, let their wings flap and go out there on their own, right?
I just feel like you're in one of those positions too where like you can kind of they're going to answer the call if you want them. So it's up to you to decide sort of who's going to.
Okay, sort of, but I don't want to. Man, I'm not gonna. I think he'll appreciate me to sort of making fun a little bit here. But Elliot, like, this is how confident and cool he is as a young man in the world. It's like, yeah, he answered the call, but he didn't really do his research. Like, I don't think he knew what my fan base is like or how they'll, like comb through every detail. So when we made a teaser for the new album, it's called Tranquilizer, out on Warp Records right now. It's like we do this teaser and he flashes all this sort of stuff in there that was just like random files from our work, like from our WhatsApp. And it's like my entire like liner notes to my album. It's like fucking everything. And then of course, like right away, the OPN fans are like screenshotting every thing, and they're like, "Oh my god, it was mastered by Stefan Bentka. It was this, it was that," and I was like, "Dude, what are you thinking?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't really think like anybody cared like that." I was like, "Okay, thanks, thanks, dude."
He's like, I don't know,
Thanks,
bro.
you didn't think anybody cared.
Well, you got like some fans, bro. I had no idea.
Oh, so it's going pretty well for you with this music stuff. That's cool, man.
Yeah, like thanks
I
for
should have
like
charged you
Googling
more.
me before you decided to work with me, like for 2 seconds.
I mean, that's pretty like I think that kind of fandom was something we talk about a lot on How Long Gone because I think we're all of a similar age where that sort of access to knowledge wasn't available and it made enjoying things much more free and easy. I think like I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
I still don't give a fuck who mastered your record. Like I don't give why would I care about that? It doesn't make sense for civilians to care about stuff like that. Like it's
No,
it's meant to,
it doesn't.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's meant to be
But
enjoyed.
I like that this young buck was like, "What's the big deal?
Yeah,
I don't
who gives
care."
a fuck?
And
Yeah,
then
same.
it has been proven that it.
Oh, definitely. I
doesn't
feel
matter.
like I learned something from him that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the whole point. That is a nice.
Yeah.
full
This is why
circle.
we need to surround ourselves with young people in the work environment. Their voice is so important.
100%. I think the old heads need to be receptive to learning, not just like schooling the youth
Yeah.
with wisdom, which is what traditionally the role of the old head is, and and they should do that. They have wisdom, but the same can be said the other way around, and then you're on like some next level
totally.
shit.
Young people, because when you're old, you get more stubborn, and you're like, "I'm never going to do that."
That's right.
And then a young person's like, "Yeah, I would never do that either. That's stupid. Here's how I do it." And you're like, "Oh, you found a tolerable way of doing something insufferable."
Marriage of the opposites, baby. Put it together.
Okay. All right. How much weed did you smoke before this podcast?
Bring it together,
dude,
bro.
I don't need to anymore. It's like
Anymore.
Are you
calcified-
perma-baked?
You're perma-baked?
Yeah, dude, in some way, on some level, I guess.
I think I feel like in your line of work, that's maybe a positive,
Like, don't you feel like the early experiments you do with hallucinogenic substances, like you don't need to keep doing it. I think there's a journey and you take something from the journey and you can kind of move on. Like you don't have to revisit the fucking movie like 800 times if you've seen it a couple times.
That's I wish I would have known that about like cocaine and stuff, but it does. Yeah, it's a little
different
That's
chemical
a little
compound.
different.
It's a little different, I
It's a
guess.
different class of drug. Yeah.
It is. When you put it that way, when you go legal eagle mode, you're right. It is technically a different class. It
You
is
learn
definitely-
different rules on the coke than the hallucinogenics. You learn just how far you can
I've never
overdraft your
done. I
account,
see.
for example.
That's my cowardice. I don't really. Well, I don't think uppers don't really appeal to me. But I've never done cocaine.
Bro, hold on. You're telling me you made all that Uncut Gems music and you weren't on cocaine? That's
Cold
crazy.
brew
That's
only.
crazy.
I didn't. I did. I've never taken it in my life.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool when adults are just like, yeah, man, I don't know. That one just missed
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I don't know what, like, I don't know why. I don't know why.
No, dude, I know why. I know why.
Why? Because you're a pussy?
Well, yeah, yes, but because I'm a coward. But I think also because like I grew up in Boston and the sort of the
Mm.
legend of Len Bias was so.
Mm.
And then maybe
Wow.
like I don't actually know what happened with Reggie Lewis later either, but I can't speculate. I shouldn't say, but Len Bias
Hmm.
was related. So and of course like the Reagan era, like don't the fucking this is your brain on drugs,
Stuck with
Hmm.
you.
the
Dare
omelet, the
program.
sunny side up egg, and all that stuff that worked on me, man.
Scramble your brain.
Dude, that propaganda like worked on me.
That's actually fun. You weren't involved in like hardcore in Boston or anything, right? Like you weren't into that scene.
I was like a little bit in a funny way. Like my very good buddy of mine named Ben Sisto, basically was responsible. He was like a kind of young, precocious promoter, and
Mhm.
he managed to get Fugazi to to perform in Boston for the first time in
Wow.
some amazing amount of years because they wouldn't come there because it was so racist.
Yeah, yeah.
They were like, we're not fucking with Boston. And Ben convinced him. So I was always there wasn't a lot of alternative culture in Boston in like the early O's, mid O's,
Uh,
but what there was all sort of around what Ben was doing and around punk music and noise shows and basement shows
uh.
and this message board at the time called Lemming Trail where weird
Oh, I
people
thought you were gonna say Bridge 9. Damn. Okay. What's your message board called?
it was called Lemming Trail in Boston. Ben started that with his brother too. Ben was really like an instrumental part of like culture in and around New England, like punk and hardcore music around the time when I was getting out of college.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's a cool dude.
Boston was really a hot spot for. I always wonder why that stuff happens. Usually, it has a lot to do with like colleges and the per capita amount of young people in one place, which Boston
Mm.
is obviously stacked in that department.
And if I can say one more cool thing about Ben, because it's actually might be interesting for people. Years later, he made a documentary about the song "Who Let the Dogs Out." That's fucking
I
amazing,
heard about this. I've heard about this.
Dude,
dude.
that's a great lineage
This
there.
has come on.
Yes,
This has come up on an old podcast episode. I remember.
Ben made this doc about "Who Let the Dogs Out," and it's basically like he traces the entire history of the song and the songwriting, sort of the
Hmm.
etymology of how did when was the song actually written.
Who
And
are the dogs?
yeah, no, he asks the question, who truly did let the dogs out, and the answer will shock you.
Yeah,
The
I
answer
don't want
will
to
shock
spoil it.
you.
It's available now on Tubi. I just looked it up, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
like you're like, oh, maybe the Baha Men didn't write the song. Maybe they took it from this group, and then they're like, maybe this group took it from this group, and this like it goes back to
and
like hieroglyphics
it goes
times.
That's cool. That's
it
cool.
goes
That's
weird
cool.
too. There's some
Yeah.
weird characters involved in that song. Yeah,
Shout out Ben Sisto.
cool.
Shout out, Ben.
He'll love that.
So when you're making this music for a movie
Mm,
that's this fucking long, because this movie's long. This movie's
mm.
like 3 hours long. How much actual music are you delivering? Like, let's get a
What the
minute.
runtime?
What's the
40
runtime on?
22 cues, 44 minutes, 45 minutes about.
Oh, okay. I mean, look, when you put it
Yeah.
that way, it's looking like a good
Yeah.
pay to work ratio.
Wasn't that bad?
Yeah, that's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So
It's chill.
you're not doing as much lifting as Gwyneth and Timmy, but you're not working.
No, I'm where we work. I mean, it's Josh Softy.
We work and we work.
Yeah.
But are you guys?
We
Do you
work and
guys
we
get
work.
locked in and go like psycho mode, like where you're like really locked in
Yes.
for a couple weeks and get it done?
Yeah. So basically, what happened was Josh. I finished Tranquilizer, and I'm in research mode on Marty while I'm working on wrapping up Tranquilizer. My engineer starts sort of prepping the mix for Tranquilizer. Another producer named Josh Eustace, he records under the name Telephone Tel Aviv. He was in 9 Inch Nails for a
Mhm.
while. He's a
Mhm.
great
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Actually, he's out in LA.
LA guy, yeah.
Yeah, so he's great and does a lot of orchestration, conducting stuff. I link up with him and he starts setting up the projects for all these queues. There's
Mm,
basically a queue sheet, meaning a list of demands. And and Josh is like, "Hey, so how are we going to do this?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? We're just going to write some music and you'll hear it and then we'll revise it." And then he's like, "No, no, no, like nothing has changed in 10 years. I need to do this with you. This is very spiritually important to me." That's what he said. It's spiritually
Hmm.
important that I be there with you. And I was like, okay, so we're doing it the old fashioned way. Then we got to find a place, uh, set up shop, maybe somewhere in Brooklyn might be a little cheaper, might be more in the budget. And
mm,
he's like, we got to find a place that's on our budget, like next to my apartment and next to the office, because Sarah, his wife, is pregnant and he's in the
mm.
edit. He's still working on all this stuff. So he we found whatever we could afford in Midtown, which was like I don't even think we could afford it. They basically were just like, yeah, we'll do you one. But it was like this facility that's just basically a bunch of B room, like editing room suites
Mm.
in square circle. So we called it the fishbowl because you're like surrounded by other people making like fucking podcasts about weed and like fucking
You got the
like
Las Culturistas next door to you, and you're trying to.
Okay, so this isn't
dude,
this
totally.
isn't like you go to okay, this isn't like hey, we're going to Marfa and we rented a house and we're setting this up for a
No,
couple months and like we're gonna just feel it out, you know?
we're not like that, those kind of guys. Like, we're like, let's stack the odds against
Let's make
us.
this as hard as we can to get this done in
Yes.
time.
Like to the point where like we're in the fishbowl and there's people walking by. There's sliding doors to our little. I mean, to call it our room is bullshit. Really, it's just some walls.
It was a hostel
Uh,
more than a
It
hotel.
was a WeWork, but and then like this guy walks by and he kind of does a double take, and then he's like, Josh, because Josh is sitting in there, and Josh is like, oh hey, what's up? And it's some comedian guy he knows, and he's just like, dude, no offense, but like, why are you here? Like, he was like, the guy was just like, you
I thought
shouldn't
things
be
were
here.
going well for you, bro. I
Yes.
thought things
He's
were
like,
kind of
why
going
are you
well.
here? This is where we are, not where you. And it was that kind of vibe. But actually, I was, my spoiled ass was complaining about it initially, but it actually mirrored the sort of adversarial nature of reality for Marty Mauser in the movie in a way that was actually kind of good for us. And we really got into it. We like covered the walls with these giant black and white printouts of not the characters from the film, but real people that they were sort of based around visually. And I'll send you the picture after, but we covered the walls of this cubicle with these amazing images and just got into the mindset, and it was really fun. It was really
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Well, if you had all that set up, the film takes place in the 50s in New York. So, are we making some swinging ragtime jazzy tunes for Marty?
You know
Mm.
what's funny about that? All joking aside, I did initially, like, there's a cue where basically Mauser's like fucking speeding through the Lower East Side, evading a police officer, and he looks amazing in it. He's like, Miyako put the costume designer wardrobe. She put
Mhm.
uh Timmy in this huge light. Look, I think of it as light blue. She insists that it's not a blue shirt, but he looks like Superman flying through the
We'll
street
agree to disagree.
because he has a cape.
Is
Yeah,
he on
yeah.
foot or is he on an old timey bicycle?
He's on foot. He's running through the
Okay.
streets with this giant shirt that, like if you actually walk through, like Lower East Side today, you'll see a lot of that anyway. So that's the brilliant
Mm-hmm.
part of it. And Miyako is a genius, but he's soaring through the streets with this fucking cape, and it's so fast. And so I was like, well, like Benny Goodman style shit, it's like double time. It's like
Yeah.
so in a way, we did sort of sneak in some kind of formal tricks from period stuff very subtly into like,
Mm-hmm.
but we're talking like tempo and sort of like the
Mm-hmm.
pattern of a symbol in swing music, but we never
Right.
really went there. No,
You didn't go.
we
Okay.
pretty much stayed away from all that stuff.
So it still sounds like a contemporary score for you.
Yeah, it's a really weird mixture of stuff. It's kind of like there's a lot of there's orchestrated elements, there's strings, there's choir, Laraji, the new age
Mm-hmm.
musician is on it. Wise Blood sings a little bit. There's a lot of digital 80s keyboard stuff, particularly mallet kind of
Mm-hmm.
vibraphone sounds, like, which are really prevalent to new wave music in general. So it's like a lot of that 80s stuff. But the reason we went with the mallets was because the game itself, like, I remember during the first spotting session, I at some point just like closed my eyes and listened to the movie. And it was like one of the early edits. It wasn't, but there was enough there where I could kind of like zero in on the sound of table tennis itself, and it was like, wow, listen to it's this light ball. It's like really buoyant and quick. Everything's kind of light and speedy. And I was like, well, how can I really get there? And I was like, wait a second, a paddle is a fucking wooden stick, and the balls at the end of it, we're talking about a mallet. We can actually get into like some vibraphone stuff.
Whatever it takes to get to the vibraphone is what I always say. I mean, kind
You're
of.
like, look, dude, I really feel like I get you, Chris. Like, you're like really like, all right, cut to the chase. Like, does this shit knock or not? Like, I don't need the backstory, man.
That is one of our yin and yangs. I'm all backstory. He's front of house.
It's cool.
Scoring, I think the whole practice of doing this is I'm not a big movie guy. Like I do not care really,
Yeah.
but the scoring and how it gets done is really interesting to me because it's such like a puzzle that requires so much effort and sort of like it's such small pieces of music and like
Yes.
how those all work together to like get the story across. It's just it's a very interesting process that seems like it takes a while to sort of understand and get good at almost.
That's right. No, I mean, and it was such a kismet kind of like fun eureka moment, really, with the vibe sounds, because you realize, like, you're like, wait a second, the digital, like the Fairlights and Clavier kind of 80s mallet sound is all over pop music from that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had so much fun. I was like, hey, if we're doing mallets, like, I pulled like 300, maybe 400 sounds I could find, like samples of those old keyboards from the 80s, and just started messing around with different sort of like texture. Like, here's the Depeche Mode mallets.
Uh,
Here's like the
we
Tears for
got
Fears
we
mallets.
got all the
So
mallets. We got mallets for.
yeah, it's really malady. Yeah,
Miami Vice sound, the Jan Hammer
for
mallets.
sure.
It's really
Yeah.
mallet. It's
Oh
really
yeah.
malady.
Well, you mentioned really liking Challengers, the film,
Yes.
another A24 ass movie involving paddle sports with a
That's
very
right.
Good point.
more people would I think more people have admitted that they like the soundtrack than the film, arguably. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
like a really
So
iconic
good. Oh
soundtrack.
really?
I would say as equal as the film itself. Is that something that you considered? I'm making a paddle sports film soundtrack. Were you trying to not do what Challengers was doing so you don't get lumped in the same category?
No, it didn't occur to me. I love, but I did really really love that score, and I thought it was probably one of Trent's
Most thumping things he's
best
done in a minute.
scorers during this like huge run of scores he's been
Yeah,
busy
that
with.
motherfucker's eating your lunch, bro. You got some catching up to do.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Can you just take a beat? Just give me a second. It's
Why don't
like
you why don't you give Trent a new road bike, get him out there. He'll be too busy. He'll be too busy riding.
he's a workaholic. He loves it. I was really lucky to open up for Nine Inch Nails on tour like years ago, and
Yeah.
he was really encouraging me to at the time to be like, no, dude, because I had maybe dabbled a little bit in scores, but
Uh-huh.
I think it was right before Good Time. It was actually right before me and Josh link up is when I'm on tour with Trent, and I think he could sense it. He was just like, dude, you really gotta like focus in on scoring. I think this stuff is for you. And I was like, okay, well, tell me everything. How do I do it? And he's like, I don't know.
And he showed you his watch. He's like, "You see that, bitch?
Yeah, exactly.
That's movie money right there, huh?"
He was like, "You think I know?" He's like, "I'll just fucking walk in and did it."
Do you know how to say Richard Mill, Daniel?
Oh yeah, I know.
Well, do you think there was so there was not a situation like you were talking about before with Rudnick and his understudy where there was a time where Trent was like, "Get down or be down," come over to Atticus' crib
he
and
never
you could work with us?
He was
Okay.
Trent doesn't need to absorb. I mean, Trent is a monster, dude.
He would be happy to go toe to toe with you on the soundtrack.
He's good,
Battlefield.
dude. He's like a
But I think that
Yeah.
that's the encouragement though. But sometimes when encouragement comes from a place like that, it feels a little more weighty. Let's say, it feels like
was
all right.
Amazing. That tour taught me so many crazy things, and what was funny was I was there to basically be a kind of like a sort of weird padding, I was an act of diplomacy because Soundgarden was on that tour with their 20th anniversary of Super Unknown, and it was like some kind of weird Live Nation shit with Trent where he was like,
how long ago was this?
2000, I'm gonna say 15 or
Okay.
But like they had some sort of like weird like grunge like Twitter beef or something like that. Like they weren't totally. So it was a kind of like a sort of let's bury the hatchet or whatever. But one of the negotiation sort of like tactics was like, okay, we'll do this tour, but I get to pick the opener because I want my vibe on this thing. So Trent got Death Grips. Death Grips couldn't make it. And I subbed it.
Wow.
I love that Death Grips couldn't make it. I think you kind of figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like something.
No, but I mean, that's the most Death Grips thing you can ever do is turn down a stadium tour.
Totally. I was like, of course they can't make it. Because they got that dog in them. But what was weird was like Zach Hill, the drummer from Death Grips, was like a genius, like a prodigy years back, like around 2010 or 11, which was a pinnacle moment for me where I was either going to, slot into somebody else's system and be like, like a 6-man kind of thing or do my own thing. Zach was like, hey, do you want to like join my band? Of course, I don't think at the time it was Death Grips or maybe it was like something like that. But he was like, come to Japan and basically be the keyboard player in my band, something like that. And I was like, no, I got to make this record. And I made Replica. So it is one of those really interesting things. Like part of me does fantasize about some point in my life where I do just get to do some kind of weird John Mayer shit and being Grateful Dead. Like, what would that band be? I always think about that, and for some reason, my mind always goes to Animal Collective. Always.
We can aim a little higher than that, Dan. I know.
Look. Well, I think that's the point, though.
No, I'm not. No shots at Animal Collective. I'm saying you could call them and be in the band right now. You know what I mean? I'm saying like I want you to have to kick the door down.
No.
I'm saying it's a good thing that he chose to go his own way and not be the 14th guy in Animal Collective. Now he's solo, splitting the money with zero motherfuckers.
That's right.
And selling more ticks than Animal Collective.
That's true. You made the right choice.
You guys are looking at it, and to your credit, I'm not judging this, but you guys are looking at kind of like what's the shrewd move here? What's the industrious thing to do? But I think part of John Mayer joining Grateful Dead is also like this band meant a lot to me when I was trying to figure out.
I mean, it's amazing from like a childhood, it's like crazy.
Okay, so in 10 years, when OPN is kind of winding down, you can join Death Grips and play the Sphere.
You're Death Grips at the Sphere. Yeah,
Death Grips at Wrigley Field.
I hope they're fucking putting out
Death
records.
Grips at Wrigley
I hope
Field.
they're putting out like they're the Wall.
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah, Death Grips at Wrigley Field. That's right.
All right, I gotta go. Dan, I want to thank you for not wearing the Marty Supreme jacket. I know you're saving it for the selfie because Tom Brady already posted, so I hope you're gonna.
That shit's already on StockX,
suit.
bro. He ain't gonna wear it.
I thought you were gonna follow suit. If I don't see a selfie of you in that fucking jacket, I'm gonna be upset. So figure it out.
I feel like one of you guys probably has better access to that shit as like honorary fuckboys than I do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I say that with love.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to us on this show. All right, Dan, thank you for listening. Marty Supreme is out Christmas Day, correct?
Christmas Day. That's right.
Christmas Day.
Tranquilizer out now, and also we had Haley Gates on last week, and you had
she's
the
the
song
best.
on her movie as
Yes.
well, which is great.
Yeah, she's
Thanks
great.
for taking the time to chat with us, man. We hope you had fun.
Yeah, of course. Likewise. It was a pleasure.
Overdue, bro. We'll see you soon. Later.
Yeah, definitely. Talk soon. Bye.